Hello, welcome back to artstation LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to share this simple node tree setup that's kind of can generate a magic or dreams based on this Susan head. Okay, so first of all, if you look at the viewport, it's basically like Susan head, and it looks like kind of like a mashup of things. I'll explain a little bit later. So it's a bit colorful. So basically, if I render this, what you will see in a second, if I hit render, it's gonna render Suzanne, right? But after a few seconds, it's gonna stop and we get something else, right? Let me do that again. So we get something like a little bit like a crochet, some kind of knitted design. Oh, now we get something else, a little bit like a kind of like a robot creature monster or aliens. I'll do another one. So you might can already guess what's happening. It's the AI arts kind of working together with my setup over here. So sometimes the result is quite funky. In the meantime, I will also show you, we have this DiffusionBee app. With the latest version, you can actually customize the model, etc. But I have the same setup here. So we have Susan head, a single render here, and I will use this image to image function of this stable diffusion running inside DiffusionBee. And if you have Apple M1 machine or M2, it's going to be a lot faster. But yeah, this is the setup. Input strings, the guidance scale is set up to this. Input strings 30%. I can actually increase this so it's closer to Suzanne, closer to the prompt. My okay, the number of image I will set it up maybe for now just 8. The model I can customize now, but I will use the default, which is faster. So my prompt, brilliant amazing sculpture of eldritch candy land full of crochet gummy bears, blah blah blah, and I'll hit generate. Hopefully this actually do the work, but I will do the explanation of this first of all. So the Susan is currently there is a dream texture running. So dream texture add-on is already installed over here, and we also can see there's a compositing nodes, and I turn on use nodes, and then I plug in dream texture into the image. Dream texture kind of, when I do this, it's gonna try to do the AI processing inside the machine. Unless if you want to do it faster, you can send it to Dream Studio, which is what I'm doing here. So you can do it locally or using Dream Studio. The noise strength that I'm using is 0.69. I can increase it or decrease it. If I decrease it, it's gonna be closer to original Suzanne render. If I increase it, it's gonna dream crazier. So this is the prompt. Everything else automatic. Yeah, I think this I should use full precision. While the geometry node setup itself, yeah, don't forget we actually have geometry nodes underneath. Let's unlock that. So what is this? What's going on? Let me reveal the whole setup. This is actually a grease pencil that has been converted into curve. Okay, so this grease pencil is just super basic. Let me show you. Yeah, it's random. My random doodle of, I don't know, some kind of alien character. So it could, I was actually drawing like a face, okay, in different color, and I just converted it into curve because the geometry nodes prefer curve. It would be nice if it stay as grease pencil or just can do the translation, but grease pencil can be heavy. So I turn it into a curve, put it into this collections called Glee, and then inside the collections I can just I can scatter it on Suzanne, and we have something that looks like some kind of food, like a Ceres chocolate in Dutch. So it's this simple Susan had. It's a mixture of a lot of things, right? A lot of different interesting culture or something. Anyhow, Suzanne, I just distribute some random points. Let's reduce this so it's a little bit faster. It's even faster if I actually turn it into wireframe, because it's just like a bunch of curve. So distribute points on faces and instance it on the points. So we distribute some points and then we instance on points. What do we instance? We instance the curve that has been resampled, and I'm using points to volume, volume to mesh to turn it into a mesh. And we can randomize the scale of the radius, etc. Then I set it to pick instance, so it's gonna randomly pick instance of the whatever I put it here, instance of the curve, and then capture the attribute. This one is capturing this random value. So there are 4 instances that we instance, and this one is giving random value. This one is capturing the attribute based on the instance. So we could recolorize the instance a little bit later when we use this sample index, and we grab the index. Basically we translated the value from instance and then kind of promote it into the mesh, like for the polygon face, because I want to recolorize this using this color: red, purple, yellow, green. So it's a little bit funny. It's a handful of things. I think it could be simplified at some point. Like you could translate in a setup. I can see someone using grease pencil and translate grease pencil color into the texture color of the 3D mesh. This is sort of what I'm trying to do, but I'm just randomly instance the color, and we get that. As a result, we get this. As for the dream itself, yeah, this is the result. It's really weird. It's a crochet. Sometimes you get this marking. That's actually you can just get rid of it, just paint it, because this is like the diffusion, what it's doing, like DiffusionBee, and then also Dream Texture add-on for Blender, sending it to Dream Studio. It's all about Dream. It's kind of like you are asking machine AI to dream based on the image it has been trained from. Okay, it has been trained using image from the internet. In this case, it's pretty abstract anyway. It's not, I mean, copyright issues. I mean, it's you as long you use the machine to dream and you don't just sell it. I think if you mix it with your other works, it's pretty much like what human is doing anyway, copying from nature, copying from other people sometimes, and developing their own styles. In this case, it's super abstract anyway, and so we get all kind of this weird mushroom design based on this simple prompt and image to image. If I try to reduce this guidance scale and input strength stronger, we might have something else. Yeah, we don't have negative. Okay, just hit generate. Oh, by the way, you might notice now, even with my same machine M1, 8 GB, and it's running faster because this DiffusionBee is running using MPS metal. I forgot what's the full name for it, but it's using metal rendering calculation, so it's yeah, it's a lot faster. Basically, at this speed, 2 seconds per iterations, it's gonna take around 40 to 50 seconds per generation. So I can run this a few hours and I get like 100 image based on this. So this is the image. It's really quite powerful workflow to generate a concept. Yeah, like in this case, it's kind of like a food, kind of like a crochet. Yeah, it's a crochet gummy bear. It's pretty confusing. By the way, this is not maximum quality yet. This is actually half precision or something, right? But it's already pretty cool. The one that's running here is using the Dream Texture, Dream Studio. So Dream Studio, if you pay $1, you can use it for 100 times, $10, 1,000 times or something. But it's already it's pretty cool. So you can run it online on it, or if you don't have powerful machine, just run it online. It will take us just a few seconds and you're gonna get a result. Okay, all kind of weird dream that you can get just from simple creations over here. Okay, so that's basically the setup. Okay, some kind of random creations. Let me try change this value a little bit. I really like this kind of setup. This is just a simple example. Just a random grease pencil that you scatter on top of 3D monkey head. You can actually make a better one, but you get a magic. Okay, so hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.